All right, so we have Sparta. We're going to talk about Sparta a little. So what drew the character's fascinating to me, someone trying to discover themselves, which is a very human thing, very in the sci-fi world. What was about this material, the character and Arthur C. Clarke's material that made you want to come on board?
Well, I actually agree with you. I love vulnerable yet strong female characters. I love watching someone power through adversity and grow and realize, because we all feel lonely and we don't fit in sometimes, and there's something we're looking for, and she has this quest where she finds it and then sort of becomes the hero. Yet she's never not vulnerable and fragile and strong when she needs to be, and I think we all hope that are like that, and so that really, it kind of gives me goosebumps just thinking about it. I reread it yesterday, the book, and I just love it.
One of the things that can get lost in the sci-fi world is sci-fi world building could also drown out the emotional character. So in the writer's room, how are you balancing? You want to build this wonderful world, but make sure the character is always through the character's eyes.
Well, that's what's interesting, is that this world isn't too dissimilar from ours. It's kind of like a slightly modern version of the natural world. We didn't want to make it this post-apocalyptic dystopian hellscape, which we are kind of living in now a little, But it's actually, there's palm trees and there's sun shining. Like, it's not this sort of gray world. It's a very recent sci-fi. We wanted to make it grounded. People don't have like hoverboards, like, sorry I'm late, hoverboard needed charging. So we tried to ground it in reality. It's the most of the world will recognize, and there's a few modern touches, like they have space travel to Venus, which we don't have yet. And the implants that we are just starting to experiment with are much more common in this, and they have a lot of people that have been biomechanically enhanced, which I think is kind of where we're heading, right?
Oh, so it's interesting. So you have this wonderful world. Now you bring in Jonathan Frakes, a very prolific TV director, obviously. I mean, he's directed everything. How's it been collaborating with him, trying to create the production look of the show?
He's been amazing. And one thing about Jonathan is he's so great to work with that anybody we want to work with on this thing is like, yes, because it's going to be months. It's going to be in a giant warehouse. We're using big volume screen. And if you're going to spend 4 months with somebody, it better be somebody who is no drama, right? So he's great. He's got this incredibly creative side, but he's at the very essence of Jonathan. It's like he wants the process to be enjoyable. He's been at it too long to make anyone suffer or deal with any attitudes. You have to be. His motto is "Don't stop the fun train," which I kind of love.
I asked the same question of your co-star, Michael. At what point, meeting him, did you think this is the guy who beat the Borg?
Jonathan? Oh yeah. I mean, listen, he's so iconic. We were just saying the other day, he was in the Dukes of Hazzard. Like, the man, he's like, there are probably like 30 clones in a basement, right? Like, it's not human. He's like, if you read his IMDb, it's like, that was a clone, that was a clone. But yes. It'll say, as he's being lowered into the casket, it'll be like, we now say goodbye to the man who beat the Borg.